Okay, so I thought I was done our story there. That's why I left on that that song. But we're not done. So the spirits will show me a little bit more information. You guys need to see it. So we're gonna go down to here. So this is the video that you want to pull up and have it referenced so that you can probably go back and forth between the two as I'm talking. Um, so So, anyways, it says all of a sudden Ezekiel has a vision. He sees a storm cloud approaching. So the storm cloud is metaphorical for Independence Day. That storm cloud. You don't have to watch that trailer, but if you want, go ahead. But that's the storm cloud. It's in reference to a UFO. And then inside the cloud are four strange creatures. So the four strange creatures is metaphorical for that. That's a gyroscopic ring with four rings in it, and the dissipating black holes in that in those rings are spirits. So it's referencing spirits. So those are the four strange creatures. You could also think about it as being these atoms and quarks as being the father spirit. This soul here is being the son spirit. The universe and the black holes is being the father spirit, and then living inside the physical sun. So it's like when the UFOs come here, there's going to be one person claiming to be all four of those. So he's going to claim to be the father, which is these atoms and quarks. He's going to claim to be the son, which is his soul, and he's going to claim to be the grandfather, which is the space and the space particle inside of his physical body. So he's going to claim to be all four. That's another meaning. The other meaning is the female is going to claim to be the mother and the mother atom and quark spirit, the daughter soul spirit, and the grandmother time and moon spirit, which is three spirits inside of one physical person, or four. So that's what the four strange creatures represent. It's basically the chariot is a UFO with people pretending to be somebody they're not. They'll have wings outstretched, touching each other. So the wings is metaphorical for these guys claiming to be angels, coming here with their arms outstretched, saying, "Hey, we're your mommy and daddy, not that other guy. Anybody want to go for a ride in our UFO? Highway to hell." So, and these creatures each had four faces. So the four faces, what I just described, they're going to come here and claim to be the grandmother and grandfather. So within me are let's just say within them. So within them, they're going to say that they're the grandmother, the mother, the daughter inside a physical person. That's the four people. And they're going to say that they're the grandfather, the father, the son inside a physical person. That's the four faces that they're going to claim that they have. So, and then he saw four wheels, one by each creature. The four wheels is that the nuclear fusion reactor. So inside the UFO is going to be a nuclear fusion reactor. And it's going to have four rings or four wheels. So we're supporting this dazzling platform. So supporting the platform means that nuclear fusion reactor is what holds that UFO in place in space. Like it'll just float there, and you're going to be wondering how it does that. But in my book, I tell you exactly how it works and how it does. The nuclear fusion reactor it's a giant black hole that is like a giant magnet that is using the Earth's magnetosphere, like the Earth's core, to float itself there. So you want to think of the Earth's core as being like a magnet that can repel the other magnet, and that's what it's using to hold itself in space, and that's what the dazzling platform is. And then sitting on that throne is a human-like creature. So these guys are gonna come here in their UFOs and proclaim themselves to be the rulers of all creation when they're nothing much more than a bunch of robots as adults who have a neural link inside the brain with children-like tendencies when they're not pretending to be adults. So the appearance of the likeness of the glory of the Lord. So the appearance of the likeness of the glory of the Lord, it's hinting at perhaps they come in here pretending to be Israelites when they're not really Israelite people. They're just Israelite bodies with a neural link inside the brain. So as Ezekiel begins to accuse Israel of rebellion, so one means they're going to come here and accuse you of being rebellious because you potentially might want to, you know, listen to what I'm saying and think with a clear head and not let your, your better judgment get the better of you. Meaning, oh wow, somebody claiming to be the mother, father of all creation who says there's a promised land over there on the planet over there. If we go fly away with them, maybe we should go check it out. So if you allow that to happen, you're following in their plan. But if you're thinking with a clear head, like I'm trying to teach you, that's being rebellious. Meaning they're going to come here and you're going to say, "Whoa, we agree with that Native American guy. We may not agree with what he did in the bedroom, but he's honest. He can be trusted, and we kind of like the way that he's leading us. Where not to believe every Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes banging on our door claiming to be mommy and who wants to take us away to the promised land. Because how do we know you're not a bad hitchhiker, or how do you know you're a bad person trying to give us a ride? So." You'll excuse us if we don't jump on board with your nonsense right away. So it's in reference to you being rebellious against them. However, if you play that other card and you step over that line and play, do what they want you to do, well then you're going to be rebellious towards me. You're going to rebel against the Father of all creation, and that is something that you don't want to have to face later on down the line. So please don't rebel against me. So Ezekiel is to accuse Israel of breaking their covenant agreement with God in a couple of ways. So that's me telling you, don't get on their UFOs. Listen to me. So he's going to come here and say that you're breaking your covenant with him to follow me. And I'm telling you, don't break your covenant with me to follow him. So you're being pulled in two directions. Israel has given their allegiance to other gods. So that's them coming here saying, are you going to follow that Native American guy? He's not the creator, we're creators. And I'm telling you, don't listen to those Israelite robots. I'm your creator, not them. So you're being pulled in two directions here. So this could play out either way, depending on how you play your cards. And I'm telling you, if you play that card where you walk away from me, I'm going to pull that opportunity of becoming the mother of all creation off the table. So if you walk that way, you can kiss that opportunity goodbye. So, and has been worshiping other idols, So, they're basically going to come here and say that you're worshiping other idols. And I'm telling you that if you go that way, you're going to be worshiping things that you don't want to be worshiping. Those aren't people, they're machines. God appoints Ezekiel to warn the people. So that's, my spirit appointing me to warn you not to get on those UFOs. However, they're going to come here and say the exact opposite. Don't listen to that Native American. He's a bad man. Here's why he's bad. Listen to this tape. And I'm telling you, don't let that tape play at all. Because I've told you once before, I'll say it 100 times again. If you want to know exactly what took place in this bedroom, I have no problems telling you word for word what I said in this bedroom. Where I have a problem is people coming here with a smear tape of me and my most intimate moments when I'm using spiritual warfare to connect with the spirits, to turn the spirit on, is a way to tarnish my good name. So there's a difference. Don't let them play that tape to sway your opinion of me. Get me on the stage. Get them idiots on the stage. And let me tell you what I said in this bedroom. And then see how they play their cards then. So I'm warning you not to let them do that. So, and I'm warning you not to get on that UFO. So I'm warning you, and they're going to warn you. And Jerusalem and its temple. So, all face imminent destruction. So that's actually me warning you. They can't come here and say, hey, Jerusalem or Israel, you're going to face imminent destruction if you don't believe us as being mommy and daddy. I don't think they're going to come here and play that card. However, you never know, they might. But I'm warning you, Jerusalem and Israel, do not get on that UFO because your temple and your people face imminent destruction, because the minute you do try to fly with them to the homeland somewhere, they're going to get rid of you. So Ezekiel uses words and more to get his message across. That's me using my book and my words, like the words in my book. That's the words in the book. And more means this YouTube video, where you literally get to hear the Father of all creation talk to you face to face on a YouTube channel. He also performs synax. So the synax is, you got my book. So this is the book. The message across is the YouTube channel. Synax is literally opening up your third eye to allow you to see things from a different perspective. That's something they can't do. So the synax, I now want you to pull up Harry Styles, a sign of the times. So take a break on here, and I'll now explain this one. So you're probably watching this one, or you may listen to me talk. So if you want, you can watch this video now up until this point, and then shut it off, and then go over to this one, Harry Styles, and get that one ready for your next video. So just stop crying. It's a sign of the times, meaning they're going to be half of the planet crying that I'm Satan, and they're going to be half of the planet crying that I'm a Native American and not a white deity. Not that I'm saying that everyone's racist, but come on, guys, you all know. Think deep down. Does it hurt that a Native American is in control of creation? I'm pretty certain it does. Well, just stop your crying, because we're all gods and goddesses. You're just as powerful as me in being able to create planets. So you can create planets too, and civilizations, and one day you will, if you follow me down the right path. If you follow the other path, everything in creation is going to come to an end. So just stop your crying. It's a sign of the times. Armageddon, Revelation. Welcome to the final show. So this is for my sleeper cell children out there. Welcome to the final show. And I know that you've all heard me talk on here before, but this is Ragnarok, and you need to make sure that you want to live forever, who you are right now watching this, by standing beside me and doing the purification program, so that I can put you into cryostasis and erase your past life's memories, meaning whichever planet you came from, I'm going to erase that from your memory by putting you in cryostasis. And when you wake up from cryostasis in 1,000 years, you're only going to remember being the person you are now watching this, and only that person. And then I have to create another planet for you. So welcome to the final show. Because if you drop the ball on this, pick up arms against me, everything in creation is going to be wiped from the face of existence, including you. So hope you're wearing your best, your best clothes. It's a reference to Sunday best clothes. You can't grab the door on your way to the sky, meaning you sleeper cell kids, you can't grab, the door on your way to eternity. So that's what it means, kids. So now, if I roll that back, to the regular people who are regular here. So this is to my human children who are regular. Welcome to the final show. This is the final show where, you got me here talking to you, and then you got to have these other clowns coming to talk to you. So hope you're wearing your Sunday's best clothes, guys. You can't bribe the door on your way to the sky. I mean, you can't bribe me on the way to the sky. These guys may claim to take you to a home promised land by flying you away into the stars. That means, fuck all to me, because I know what they're up to. They're going to get rid of you and they take you to somewhere. So you can't bribe the door with me on the way to the sky. The only way you get to live forever with me is to convert to spirituality, do the purification program, and listen to every word I'm telling you. Because you can't bribe your door on the way to the sky. That's all it means. So when they come here, you're going to see these UFOs flying around the sky. And we're going to be down here under those UFOs. So you look pretty good, from down here. Like, we're looking up at the UFOs. So look up at the UFOs. Wow, you guys look pretty good from down here. As we look up at you in the star, and you claim to be the light, and you claim to be the creators. Wow, you have technology to heal the dead, or heal the sick, resurrect the dead. Wow, you can de-atomize a body. Oh, wow, you guys look pretty good from down here. You look pretty good down here. But you evil alien imposters, you're not really good. You look pretty good down here, but you ain't really good. That's what it means. I want you to pay very close attention to Harry Styles' eyes, because that's his spirit. You'll notice his eyes in this particular scene. He really stares hard into the camera, like he's staring right into your soul. He's looking right at you. And those eyes are the eyes of his spirit, giving all mankind shit for believing these stupid ass aliens coming over pretending to be your mommy and daddy. That's his spirit showing you anger, saying, you aliens, you look pretty good down here on planet Earth, but you ain't really good. And his spirit is pissed off at these aliens from coming over here pretending to be your mommy and daddy. So pay very close attention to Harry Styles' eyes, because that's his spirit getting mad at these aliens coming over pretending to be your mom and daddy, and giving you shit as well, saying, how can you guys fucking believe the goddamn story that they're telling you when the other guy's telling you a different story? And he's honest. You look really good down here, but you ain't honest. The other guy's honest. How the hell do we know you're honest? There's no track record of you being here at all, so how the hell can we know that you're being honest when we know that the other guy's being honest? You look pretty good down here, aliens, but we know you ain't really good because you're a bunch of children running around on your other planets. Or, you're hawks or predators or raptors, I should say. We never learn. We've been here before. Mankind, this is our 10th life and final life. And if you don't learn this life, perhaps another version of you 1,000 lives from now, when I'm talking to you again on our 2002nd life, will understand what I'm saying. And will quit the bullshit and stand beside the real part of all creation for once and tell these idiots to get the hell out of here. That's all I need is one of you sleeper cell children to break the cycle of nonsense. The minute I get one of you to open your mouth up and say, yeah, I'm from a different planet, what he says is true, the minute we can tell these guys to get the hell out of here. So I'm offering that person, whoever wants $100 million, screw it. I'll give that person who opens up their mouth first and tells the planet where they're from and, what's going on, $1 billion. Who wants to be a billionaire? Because the first person to start singing like a canary about these assholes coming here pretending to be your mommy and daddy gets that $1 billion. So the minute I get my land claim settled here for $90 billion, there's one person out there that gets $1 billion who starts singing like a canary so that we can start defending ourselves properly against these idiots coming over pretending to be the mommy and daddy. So one of you sleeper cell children out there now stands a chance to win $1 billion. First person to contact the New York Times and tell them your story, where you're from, what's going on, gets that $1 billion. So why are you always stuck running from the bullets? Because the sleeper cell children don't speak up and defend their mommy and daddy. So who wants to be a billionaire? So, man, all I got to do is tell the world where I come from, tell them who I am, what's going on, and I can be a billionaire? Yes, it's now public record. If anybody wants to be a billionaire, start spilling the beans, man. So, why are we stuck running from the bullets? These guys come around here, and then there's a war that goes down. There's a civil war. They get the Israelite people to get on the UFO, get rid of them. Then they get the people of Islam and Christianity get on the UFO, get rid of them, and then they slowly convert the rest of mankind, get on the UFO to go to this promised land and get rid of them. Highway to hell. And then the rest of us that are stuck behind have to wage a war against these other people that come here and claim to be, mankind when they're not. They're just a bunch of robots because you all jumped on the bandwagon when I told you not to jump on the bandwagon. So why are we stuck running from the bullets or the Civil War? How about that word? You see how it says bull? Why are we stuck running from that bull or that father creator who's an extraterrestrial, ETs, who likes to wage war against us? So we never learned. We've been here before. This is your this is my 10th life. It's your 10th life, mankind. We never learn. We've been here before. We have. This is our 10th life. So, and if you don't get it right this time, guys, I'll see you again in 1,000 lives. And we'll get it right then. So, why are we stuck and running from the bullets? Well, see that hand there? Why are we stuck running from the bullets? Could it be some, smear campaign tape that they bring over here? Yeah, that's why. So, you allow them to play that tape and it's going to sway public opinion of, me being the good guy. And I'm telling you, I'm 100% honest. I don't mind sitting on the stage with these dumbass aliens and telling you exactly what I said in this bedroom. Where I have a problem is when they come here with a tape, illegally upload it to YouTube so they can tarnish my name. So, That's why we're running from the bullets, because the minute that tape gets released, people think I'm a monster. But I'm not a monster. I'm a police officer doing an investigation on a ring of dummies. So just stop your crying. It's a sign of the times. We got to get away from here. So we got to get away from here, meaning the way you think, your mentality, we need to get away from that. That's why he's in the air. We got to get away from here, meaning I'm the real deal. Don't let these UFOs come over here and cloud your better judgment and let them tell you that they're the creators, because they're a bunch of imposters. So we got to get away from here, meaning we got to get away from the thought process that just because some UFOs come over here means that they're the boss, when it's not. That's not what it means. We got to get away from this this way of thinking. Don't let UFOs over here with advanced technology cloud your better judgment. We got to get away from here. They're liars, imposters. Blow them out of the air when they get over here, these stupid aliens, man. Don't even let them say a goddamn word to us. So we got to get away from here. Just stop, just stop your crying. It'll be all right, man. You'll be all right under my care. You'll be all right. So they told me that the end is near. Who's they? Who told me? The spirits told me that the end is near. Meaning, if you drop the ball on this, and you allow Ragnarok to happen, you allow me to be captured or be eliminated. Grandmother is going to rewind time back to the beginning of time, and everyone and everything in creation is at stake. Everything will be wiped from existence back to the beginning. That's what that means. They told me that the end is near because Ragnarok is here. We got to get away from here. Meaning we got to get away from your mentality of thinking that you guys, locked me away in this little prison that you created, and that it's a never-ending cycle. We can get them in there. We can pretend to be this, and that. And every time we go over there, we get rid of them because of the weapons we created. You got to get away from that mentality, because if I die, everything in creation dies. Because grandmother will want time back to the beginning. So you kids watching this, start speaking up. Who wants that $1 billion, man? So just stop your crying. Have the time of your life. Break it through the atmosphere. So breaking through the atmosphere is like a UFO coming through the atmosphere. And things are pretty good from here. Just remember, everything will be all right if you follow me. We can meet again somewhere far away from here, meaning we can meet again somewhere far away from this planet, kids, where you're living on another planet just like this in the next star system over, where I create another Earth for you. And you kids that are human, we can meet again somewhere far away from here, where maybe you create that planet, and somewhere in this timeline you'll be gods and goddesses. So we got to get away from here, where this mentality of you're allowing this goddamn dummies from the sky to separate our planet. We're all humans on this planet. This is our home, and we got to protect our home. I'm a human. I'm not a robot. I'm not a goddamn demon. I'm a human. I'm the same person I've always been. So we got to get away from the mentality of letting these goddamn guys divide and conquer us. Don't let them divide and conquer us. We all got to be united to stand against them and tell them to get the fuck out of here. What do you think he's in the air for? Because it's a representation of aliens pretending to be something that they're not. We got to get away from here. We never learn. We've been here before. This is our 10th life. And if you don't get it right this time, like I said, in 1,000 lives from now, when I'm talking to you again, maybe that version of you might get it right. So why are we stuck and running from the bullets? War, why am I always stuck and running from the bullets? Because they've created a very elaborate trap here with this goddamn shithole called solar system called Earth. This is hell. You're actually living in hell. And they created me to be the bad guy. That's why I'm always stuck and running from goddamn bullets. So, stop your crying, baby. It'll be all right. That's for you, Jaden. This is just that particular verse for you. So, stop your crying, baby. Meaning, in theory, you might have a baby. You might have a 2-year-old. You might have a 1-year-old. You might have a 3-year-old. Technically, that's still a baby. So, Stop your crying baby. It'll be all right, right? So that's what I mean. Stop your crying baby, Jaden. It'll be all right. So that's one meaning. Meaning, if you think that, your child is going to stop me from, wanting to be with you, you're mistaken. No, like I said before, I've raised 3 stepchildren. I don't mind raising another one. So stop your crying, Jaden. I don't mind if you have a baby. So stop your crying, Jaden. It'll be all right. That's what he also means. So they told me that the end is near. So I will soon, if you remember the other video, Jaden, where I was very emotional about, losing you. I'm pretty certain you are, by the time you get to this part of the movie that, you can see things from my perspective, because you can see how that the clues of the video from Israel where you see the tower on the corner and it's Trump and he says, oh, that he must think it's his 4th wife. You get that. You understand that girl Charlotte could be my 4th wife. So, I think you're starting to understand. I was looking at this video here. So the first video I watched when I got done watching that one was this one here. So I watched that this girl here. She goes on she's trying to get her older sister married to a proposal. So I was watching that one, and I could tell that at some point in time, I think you've had your opinion changed. Like it's, oh wow, I could actually lose this guy to those other girls if I don't pay attention to what he's trying to tell me. So you might want to watch that video because it's about you ladies here in Saugeen. So anyhow, I thought I'd take a quick break. So saying, stop your crying, Jaden. It's going to be all right. So they told me that the end is near. We don't talk enough. We should open up. Meaning Israel, Gal Gadot, Elma. We don't talk enough. We should open up. Mankind, we don't talk enough. We should open up. Sleeper cell children, whoever wants that $1 billion, we don't talk enough. We should open up. If I could get one of you to tell your story who wants that $1 billion, I guarantee you that these guys come over here, everyone on planet Earth will stand united and tell them to get the hell out of here. So we don't talk enough, sleeper cell children. You need to open up before it's all too late. And Jaden, we don't talk enough. You should open up before it's all too late. All too much, I should say. Will we ever learn? He also performed sign acts. So that's one of the sign acts, like teaching you guys the subliminal meaning of that song. There's me and my sign that I got out front of my yard. That's my first attempt. And that sign has been up there for, I think, going on 3 years now, maybe 2 years. And that sign had my first book. So right here, that book. You could have went to that website and got the book and read everything that transpired in this bedroom here. However, that website has since expired, and the laptop that I had the work on, the spirits made me destroy that laptop because of the spiritual warfare that entails. Like the keyboard. Keyboard is it's black magic. It connects to this hardwood floor because that's a key, and because it has the wood on it, it's a representation of keyboard. So having the computer in my house during a climax is a key to a way that they could hurt me. So they got me to bust up my computer because the battery was dead in it anyways. So I couldn't get a new charger to fix it. So they got me to bust up the computer, but the computer had that book in it here of the story that I wanted to tell mankind. And I theorized that the reason why they got me to do all that, to break up the computers, now I don't have that book to tell you guys. It's on my computer and it's all smashed up. However, because I created that website through Squarespace, it is my hope that Squarespace, you still have this book on your servers. And if you have it on your servers, I really appreciate it if you bring this book up to public record so that the world can actually go to that website and read that book the way I created it, because I know you probably still have it on your servers. So that's my way of getting it. But that's my little spiel. So this is a sign. Access, listen, learn, awaken, change. Meaning, access my story, listen to what I have to say, learn what I have to say, awaken your third eye, and change who you are. So, those are my social media links. Anthony Albuquerque, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. So you can find. I think it's the. I'm right now. I'm in the middle of putting the book up on Facebook. So, but once that what's the word once the book goes viral, like once I find a publishing company to publish the book and I get it where I want to, I'm going to take down all those pictures off of Facebook, and you can actually go there and I'll do like little teaching lessons on Facebook as well. But that's the sign. So the sign acts is that. That's me performing sign acts, which is connected to the sign by Ace of Base. I saw the sign and it opened up my third eye. I saw the sign. That's what it means. So you want to listen to that song. Right? So, but then you also want to listen to Signs by 5-Man Electrical Band. So, the side said long-haired, freaky people need not apply. So I used to have long hair. They're going to come here and say that I'm a freaky person because they have that damn ass tape. And I'm telling you, don't let them mess around with that tape, man. Blow them all to the air. Because I don't mind telling you what I did here. If you can get access to that book through Squarespace's servers, you'll understand what I did in this bedroom, because I tell the truth of what I did here in the bedroom through that book. So, need not apply. So I tucked my hair up under my hat and I went in to ask him why. He said, "You look like a fine, upstanding young man. I think you'll do." So it's referencing, these guys coming over here pretending to be the boss. That's what this sign is about. So everywhere sign blocking out the street and breaking my mind. Do this, don't do that. Can't you read the sign? And the sign said anyone caught trespassing will be shot on sight. So that's a reference to them coming over here telling me I'm trespassing by making me out to be the criminal so they can come here and get rid of me. By saying that the universe is theirs. And that's a lie. It's mine. So I jumped on the fence and yelled at the house up in the sky. The late house. Remember that one? The late house? What gives you the right to put up a fence to keep me out? But to keep Mother Nature in, inside of me. So if God was here, he'd tell it to your face, man, you're some kind of sinner. So that's the thing about God coming here, trying to tell me that I'm a sinner. Meanwhile, these guys are walking around as children on their own planets. Way worse than me, man. Way worse. Anything I have ever done in my life. So that's what this song is about. I don't want to get too much into it, but, look at everybody said, welcome, come into our UFOs, kneel down and pray. Let's take you to the promised land, to the highway to hell. So then they passed around the plate, or the UFO, because the plate is like a UFO, right? At the end of it all, I didn't have a penny to pay. I mean, you didn't have a soul to pay. So I go on and on about this song, but it's about them coming over here, trying to be the boss when they're not the boss. So you then want to watch Jesus Jones, right here, right now. And that's about, I saw the decade in and it seemed the world could change at the blink of an eye. If anything, then there's your sign of the time. So that's the connection. So a woman on the radio talks about revolution when it's already passed her by. I was alive and waited. I was alive and waiting for this. So this is about everyone here on planet Earth waiting for this supposed second coming of the Messiah, or waiting for Armageddon, or waiting for the end times. The end times are here now. It's not going down any way that everyone expected by what they perceive in the book of that they've been taught. So, but you guys are alive. You waited for this. It's here now. And if you choose wrong, everything will be gone forever. That's what Armageddon is about. So if you don't side with me and you get rid of me, everything's gone forever. And I'll see you in another 1,000 lives. When I'm talking to you again, and maybe you'll get it right that time. So. Right here, right now, during Armageddon, there's no other place I'd want to be. Right here, right now, watching the world wake up from, his story. Watching the world wake up spiritually from his story, meaning this guy that comes over claiming to be, the light when he's not. So his story, right? So I saw the decade end when it seemed the world could change at the blink of an eye. And if anything, then there's your sign of the times. So that's what it's about, your sign of the times. So he also performed sign acts. That's the sign act. So these were a form of street theater. So what you're watching is a form of street theater, right? Ezekiel will go out in public and start behaving in bizarre ways. Which, if you're watching these videos, it would seem bizarre. Well, you wait till the UFOs come here, then it won't be so bizarre. So they were like parables of his prophetic message of UFOs coming here. So he was supposed to build a tiny model of Jerusalem. That's me telling you guys that, they're coming here to harm you guys, do you harm, and then stage an attack on it. I'm not staging an attack. They're coming here to stage an attack on you. They're coming here to get rid of you. Or he was to shave off all his hair. I used to have long hair. Or he was to play the role of scapegoat. So I'm to play the role of the scapegoat. So my story mirrors Ezekiel's story exactly. So they're coming here to make me the scapegoat on the Day of Atonement, or what is it? Yeah, Armageddon. So, and he would lay on his side for over a year. So basically, I'm laying on my bed here. I've been laying here for over a year, right? So that's me. And eating food cooked over poop. That's just me eating crap food. Like, I get all my food from the food bank. Not that it's crap. It's just I can't exercise properly with the food because I'm supposed to have money so that I can buy the proper foods that I need to eat healthily. So not having the money to be able to afford that means I can't. I got to eat food cooked over poop as a sign of the nasty food that people would have to eat. So during the siege of Jerusalem. So that's just basically eating fast food, junk food, while we're trying to convince Jerusalem not to do the wrong thing, which is get on the UFOs. So, and that no one was going to listen to him. Israel would reject him. So hopefully that's Israel rejecting their false father coming here. However, it could go the other way where you're going to reject me. You're not going to listen to me because of the rebellious heart. So again, it's a play on your consciousness. So if they come here, I can imagine the UFO coming here and Native Americans getting out the UFO and claiming themselves to be the creators. Yeah, that would inflate one's head easily, right? But because the shoe's on the other foot and they're going to come here as Israelite people, that's the race that's going to get the inflated ego. So, and it'll cause rebellious hearts, hardened hearts. Then they talk about, then he sees the elders of Israel worshiping other gods. So that other god is the men. These are the men worshiping those UFOs in the sky because those people are telling them that they're the creators. And then over here, and then he sees the women of Israel, okay, worshiping a Babylonian god named Tammuz. This is the women of Israel worshiping Alma Bersano as the mother of all creation. But the men, because they have this association with monotheistic belief system, that means a male god created everything, they're going to focus on their dad, whereas the females are going to focus on me and the possibility of Alma becoming the mother of all creation. And that's who they're worshiping there. These are the men worshiping the UFOs. These are the women worshiping Alma and me as the new mother and father of all creator. A possible timeline. So who is Tammuz? It means Ma Mutz, okay? Ma gods, okay? So you get the M-A right here, Ma, and then you get the M-U-T-Z, because mut sounds the same as mutz. So that's who Tammuz is. Ma, or mother mutz, or mother god, or mother bitch, because a dog is a bitch. So, who's that bitch? Well, I'll include that as the last song for you. So, Ma Mutz is her. So, bitch. So, you now have the chance to become the bitch of all creation, if you play your cards right, or the female dog of all creation, or Tammuz, in other words. So, that's my story. I'm at 39 minutes. So, you now have to go back and watch all those videos. So, as you're watching me talk, you can find the videos that you need to play, because I don't have time to go back and search for all those videos of what I asked you to watch, or what I've asked you to play. Well, I guess I could, so it's a lot here, so Where are we on here? So you got to watch that, Ezekiel. Harry Styles, A Sign of the Times. Ace of Base, The Sign. Fireman, Electrical Man, Signs. Jesus Jones, right here, right now. And Bitch by Meredith Brooks.